Do you love stripes? I'm pretty sure they're khaki. Are you staying then? Hello everyone and welcome to today's Sézane haul, sharing all of my favourite spring outfits for 2023. For those of you who are new to my channel, Sézane is one of my absolute favourite brands. I just love their whole aesthetic and it really suits my personal style. So it's with great pleasure that I can share everything new in for spring with you all today. Now, not only will I show everything that I've chosen, but I also decided to share with you 2 different outfit ideas of every single item, just to really share with you the versatility of these pieces and how much I love this beautiful French brand. Okay, that's enough waffling. Let me show you the first piece. So let's start this Sézane haul for spring 2023 with this beautiful little cardigan that I'm wearing. Well, I say cardigan actually. I think I would probably end up wearing this more as a jumper rather than unbuttoning all those buttons. So as you can see with this little cardigan, you've got that fancy knitting. It's quite intricate design, which just gives it a bit more interest, obviously. You've got the round neck, the tortoiseshell buttons that are going all the way down. And then the general shape is a very slight balloon shape, both on the sleeves and the hem as well actually, which I really like with my jumpers or my cardigans because it kind of helps to give it a bit more of a relaxed, laid back kind of feeling. So in this first outfit idea, as you'll have seen, I've gone for a very slightly looking 70s vibe. Now, although these jeans aren't actually Sézane, you can find some really nice flares on there too actually, so I shall link those in the description box below. But I do really love that shape, and for some reason, particularly in spring summer, perhaps because overall there's a very slight bohemian edge to it. Either way, it's very much my cup of tea. Now, next up in this Sézane haul for spring to one beautiful dress, if I do say so myself. I spotted this one last summer actually. I think it's one of their best sellers that they tend to bring back year after year. Honestly, I don't know where to start with this one. I think it is just absolutely beautiful and pretty much sums up my love of Sézane all round really. Obviously they're French and Parisian actually, so they've got that whole aesthetic shining through in all of their items. But I often find, particularly in spring summer, Sézane can go on a very gentle bohemian kind of vibe, which I personally really like. And they do it in such a way that it still manages to look elegant and it still looks very stylish and chic, like a really luxurious bohemian look. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. So this dress for me would be a prime example. Now, this is actually made from a blend of linen and cotton. The chest portion is not lined, but the skirt portion, that is fully lined, which is great to see. Obviously, when you look at this, you think, oh, it's quite a dressed up dress. So I really wanted to show you how I would dress it down, so to speak. So taking off the self tie, I added in the tan belt just to get another tone in there, my bucket bag and my lovely tan sandals to match. I think it would be quite nice actually with something like this because it's so pretty around the neckline. You've got all this lovely embroidery detail just to get your hair up and out of the way. I often forget to do it because I've got very sticky out ears, so I don't like to show them. But if you haven't, or you don't mind your ears, that's a really nice way to sort of draw the eye upwards, one to this embroidery, but I do think that kind of elongates your shape as well. Oh, Mr. Chair. Another spring outfit for 2023 and another beautiful blouse from Sézane. They do blouses so very well. I don't know if you've shopped there before or perhaps you're new to the brand and I'm introducing you to it for the first time, but Sézane really do get their blouses spot on every time. Quite unusual for me actually to go with something printed. It's not something that I have an awful lot of in my wardrobe. And maybe it was for that reason that I was just kind of craving something a little bit different. And I just couldn't resist all these lovely ruffles around the collar here. You've got a nice deep V-neck. I will show you later in this video how I would smarten up this blouse just to make sure you can see that it would be really versatile. But in this first look is probably a typical go-to kind of outfit for me, certainly throughout spring. I would likely end up styling it with my straight leg jeans. In fact, I've got some jeans coming up which went a little bit wrong, but I'll tell you about that in a moment. I've added little accents of black there with my belt and my Mary Jane shoes just to bring it up to date and it feels a bit more spring-like. If you wanted to make it feel even more dressed down, you could maybe add a denim jacket over the top. That would look really nice. And then equally, if you wanted to dress it up a little bit more, I would probably go with a blazer. Next up to this beautiful pair of khaki trousers that I'm wearing. Now, I'm calling them khaki and Sézane, quite strangely, are calling them beige. And unless I am particularly colourblind and I just don't know it, I'm pretty sure they're khaki. Do let me know what you think, but that definitely looks like green to me. Either way, I do think they are a really good shape to have in your wardrobe, almost like a capsule wardrobe staple for spring, summer. It's the sort of style I would end up reaching for quite a lot, almost like a go-to really. One, I like the feel of the cotton against my skin, and equally when I think, Jessica, you have just worn so many jeans recently, stick a pair of trousers on, these are the sort of thing I would probably go for. They just have that look of being quite smart and tailored, and yet there is still a relaxed element to it, which we know Sézane do so very well. And as you can see, I've styled them quite simply really, with a little camisole underneath, and then I've topped and tailed that tone, adding my classic white trainers on my feet. I do really like khaki and white together, especially for spring. It just feels really fresh. Gets you in the mood for the sun to start shining. And then to finish, I have layered over the top one gorgeous khaki denim jacket, which I'm about to show you in a moment. So again, a very everyday chic kind of look, feeling very much in my happy place. I must apologise actually if I keep faffing with my hair. My fringe is at that really annoying in-betweeny stage. It's not long enough to be able to do a proper curl with it, and it's not short enough to be able to do a proper fringe, so it just keeps falling in front of my face. Anyway, next up, no big surprises really, I had to go for a stripe. I do love stripes so very much, and particularly for spring, summer, I think there are so many different lovely combinations you could make. And funnily enough, actually, I made a whole video on it the other week, so I think proof is in the pudding there. There are lots of outfit ideas to make. But it was quite nice to find quite a fitted basic t-shirt in a stripe, which is something I actually didn't have in my wardrobe. Kind of justifying it to myself there. So again, like a lot of pieces at Sézane, this one is made from organic cotton, but you've got a tiny bit of stretch in there, which is nice, helping it sort of stay nice and snug against you. Obviously, you've got the button detail coming down the front, and although they are short sleeves, as you can see in this footage, they're not short. Hello, Mandu. There is a cat here, if you can just see a tail wagging. So although this is classed as a basic piece as such, I think this is where I often talk about really investing in those high quality basics, because it does really show. And one, they're going to last so much better in your wardrobe, but two, it then enables you to make some really elegant and quite stylish outfit ideas from some very basic pieces, because the quality of them and those lovely fabrics that they've used is what ends up shining through. Creature of habit, I know, but when I spotted Sézane had brought out their best-selling denim jacket in a lovely khaki colour, I had to snap it up. I have this jacket already actually in the ecru. I've got the dark denim and I've got a lighter version, like a bleached blue wash. So shape-wise, I felt very secure knowing this one was going to suit me, but being able to have it in a khaki colour for spring, I knew that I would get lots of wear out of this one. The really nice thing about these jackets is, although you're getting that typical denim jacket style, you're doing it in a really smart and kind of elegant fashion. And I think that's what they've managed to capture with the shape, and perhaps it's the fabric that they've used as well. You've got that straight cut, you've got those big deep pockets. I often roll back the sleeves as well, just to make it feel even more relaxed and laid back. I suppose when you look at it, it's almost a shacket. I hate that word. I hate it with a passion. I can't believe I've just said it out loud. But it is that kind of vibe. It's just that smart casual layer which will mix and match into so many different outfits. So next up in this Sézane haul for spring 2023, to probably, and quite worryingly, the only item I think I'm going to send back to the store. I don't really know what I was thinking here. I had a bit of a mad moment. So, as you saw before, I think when I was wearing the striped top, I do love my Brute Sexy jeans. They're probably my favorite straight leg jeans. Now, because I love them so much, I think I was thinking, well, let's see what they would look like sizing up once, just to make them a little bit more slouchy. And while I'm there, let's try them in the bleached denim as well. And as you can see, it didn't really work out very well. Now, despite the fact that I'm not particularly sold on them, I have actually done two different outfit ideas with them in this, so you could decide for yourself. And they might be your cup of tea, but for me, I think I prefer the fit of the darker denim ones. So I'm going to probably send these back and either switch them for the black or the very dark indigo. I think that would look really nice. Are you staying then? He's the most human cat I've ever known. You watch, he'll start reaching out for me in a second for a stroke. So on to outfit 8 and back to that beautiful long white dress, and this time I decided to style it as if I was going out for a lovely dinner or just a smarter occasion that you want to get a little bit more dressed up for, because I wanted to show quite a contrast to that slightly bohemian looking dress down vibe that I had going on before. So this time I've added my little kitten heels in that lovely neutral tone, and rather than use a different belt, I've actually used the self tie this time and really cinched it in, so you've given yourself lots of definition at the waistband. And then I finished with quite a structured handbag, which I think helps to make these kind of outfits feel a little bit more evening or a bit more dressed up, is go for something quite structured rather than anything too slouchy. And that kind of finishes it off perfectly for me. So obviously this is much more dressed up than the outfit before, but thinking about it, this is probably the sort of thing that, say when you're on holiday and you're going out for dinner in the evening, you want to get a little bit dressed up. Hopefully by that point I would have a little bit of a tan, which would contrast nicely with that lovely ecru. And I think it's just the perfect dress for a beautiful spring summer's evening. So heading back to that beautiful blue blouse, but this time showing you quite a smarter look actually, and perhaps a look that you might not have initially thought of with a blouse like that. But I really wanted to share how you can absolutely dress this kind of blouse up for work or smarter occasions without really having to try too hard at all. So as you can see, I've styled it with tailored, very wide leg trousers. I have gone for trainers on my feet here just to kind of sink in with that slightly relaxed vibe of the blouse, but equally I think it's quite nice topping and tailing with a little bit of white on my feet to pick out that tone from the blouse. Balance wise, that works really nicely for me. I also think going with wide leg trousers over something quite straight works nicely because you've got so much going on at the chest portion. It's quite a nice balance to have it cinch in at the waist and then out again with that wide leg. I've also tucked it in fully just to give it an overall smarter look all round, but I think this would work equally nicely if you maybe tied it in a little bow as well at your waistband. Either of those really, just a belt or perhaps a bow at the waistband, would just help to give you a little bit more shape from that wider top and those wider bottoms. And actually a bit of a bonus look now, but I just quickly wanted to show you how nice I thought this blouse worked, tied in a knot at the waistband like I was talking about before, but paired with a maxi skirt that I have in this lovely blue linen. Now this is part of a co-ord set that I got recently, and it is actually formed of a crop top and this maxi skirt. But the joy of co-ords, of course, is that you can use those pieces in lots of different ways. So this is me pairing the beautiful Sézane blouse with the maxi skirt from that set. As it gets a little bit warmer, you could switch those out for sandals, it would go with ballet flats, and I equally think this would look really nice with white trainers too. Now back to the khaki trousers that I'm wearing, but a bit of a two-in-one actually for you with this one, because I really love stripes and khaki together. It's one of my favorite combinations. So I went with my cozy comfy navy loafers to finish on my feet, but again, like a lot of these outfit ideas, it would work with trainers, it would work with strappy sandals, it would work with a little bit of a heel, lots of different combinations that you could do. I've layered my lovely dark denim jacket over the top with this one just to tie in another element of blue with this outfit idea, but hopefully you can see again how those particular style of denim jackets really just elevates the whole outfit idea. I think it just adds an air of polish to it and gives a bit more depth to the look, which I think otherwise it might have been lacking. Heading back to those light blue denim jeans. Obviously we know the fit isn't exactly right. However, I really wanted to illustrate how lovely that light blue washer denim works against a lovely brown tone. I am a very big fan of that shade, and actually it's not an easy one to get right. I see lots of different stores doing different items in obviously different shades of brown, but I rarely see people do that color as good as Sézane do. I've got a couple of tops from them in that shade actually. I think it's the Leontine that I've got in organic cotton in that brown shade. And then obviously I've got this best-selling cardigan in it too. I think actually this might be the first Sézane piece I ever bought. It's obviously one of their classic bestseller pieces. And if you don't already have it and you're wanting to buy something, quite a safe bet from Sézane for the first time, I can highly advise this cardigan. I have worn it on repeat so many times over the last couple of years. It really is that very versatile. And again, a bit like this cardigan that I'm wearing, I rarely wear it undone as a traditional cardigan. I often undo a couple of buttons and tend to just wear it as a jumper. Either way, actually, turning it round so you've got a clean front, or having the buttons down the front this way. So I totally swerved then from talking about the jeans, but my point was I really do like a blue wash denim with this brown tone. And now Mandu wants some love. Oh, you're a cheeky monkey. I think I'm going to swap those jeans actually for the black. Do let me know if you agree with that rather than the dark indigo. Because although obviously I have got some black jeans, I've got some skinnies in my wardrobe which I'm just not reaching for at the moment. I much prefer a straight leg, a little bit higher waisted, or I go for something quite baggy instead. So perhaps that might be the thing. Go for my usual size, go for black, and hopefully I will get it right. As always, do let me know all your thoughts, your favorite pieces that I've bought, and your favorite way that I've styled it in the comment section below. It's always really lovely to hear everyone's different opinions because of course we all like something different, but they are all valid all the same. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate all your love and support that you show me for my channel. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like. And if you're not already subscribed, I would be very grateful for that too. If you do subscribe, actually make sure you tap the bell notification. It won't spam you with emails at all. It will just send you one quick notification each time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will hopefully see you all on Sunday. Take care.